Good afternoon, viewers. This is Mario, the EE Gets It Done. Today I'm working on my 2008 Benz 450 4Matic, where I'm gonna replace both front strut with spring and the rear one by removing the air one on the car. And before we do that, we need to unscrew those bars right here. There's two bolts of 16 and 11 on both sides. You remove those 4 bolts, including this is I believe 13. There is 4 right here and 4 before you jack the car, and stay tuned. All right, now we will need a 22 ratchet to remove that bar. And we need a 24 ratchet in the socket to remove that bolt, and then after that disconnect everything, and that will be the same thing on the other side. Stay tuned. Now unscrew the upper control arm, the lower control arm, the bar lengths, and then stay tuned. All right, as you can see, I just removed the air suspension, and I'm gonna replace it by the core spring. Stay tuned. All right, before you tighten everything, remember to put that bracket and tie it with a ziplock both sides to not get a cord, because we remove the air suspension to spring. Stay tuned. All right, both springs coil have been putting back together. It wasn't a difficult job, but you have to use your common senses and know what you are doing. Remember to bypass that bracket, the lever bracket, to bypass it by putting a zip tie on it. Stay tuned for the real one. While I just remove the rear air strut, I'm gonna put the spring coil, and I remove that bracket. That's 18, 24 for this one. I think I'm gonna remove the 3-bar length too to make my job easier, and disconnect the bracket, lever bracket sensor. Remember to zip tie it correctly to bypass it, and stay tuned. All right, in order to remove those 2 nuts here and 2 nuts here for the suspension, you need T40 to remove 2 balls here, and you also need a T20 to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 2 nuts will be right here to remove the strut. Stay tuned. All right, 2 of those 13 nuts are out, and the strut is out. Stay tuned. All right, both rear suspension have been put back together. Stay tuned for the spring. All right, in order to put the coil spring, you need to remove that nut in the bolt. You also need to remove that nut in the bolt with the 18mm, and disconnect the speed sensor. And after that, you use a spring press to press it, and then to put it right here. Use your common senses sometime. All right, first spring has been putting back. Stay tuned. Finally, everything has been installed as I stated. Spring and suspension. Job done. That was Mario the EE Get It Done, and I'll see you on the next video.